We have a great guest.
Yes, a great friend to the chess club. We have Ed Gonsalves, our super fan and our statistician.
All right, welcome to our show, Ed.
Well, for the U.S. Championship at least, this is Ed's big event. He always comes. We see him every single year, and Ed just loves it. He's always bringing me some stats and little files. Maurice, take a look. We got some great stats this year. Well, Ed, welcome to the show. First of all, tell us, why is it that you love the U.S. Championship so much?
It's just a tournament I started following when I was a kid. When I get my Chess Life magazine, I was always curious who was winning. And then one day I got one of those chess-based databases, and it had all the cross tables and all the games, and I just said, I can do a lot with this information, and I just started compiling all the stats together, you know, and I was driven by that, and I keep adding to it every single year.
That's awesome. I know that you've given up, you're in charge of the March Madness pool at your job, and
Right.
you gave up that to come for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
What are your friends back home saying? Where's Ed?
I hope somebody else is running the pool this year, that's all.
Well, the timing certainly didn't work out as well. Now, you've been providing some great stats about this and past events as well.
Right.
Anything that's jumping out at you this time about this event?
I love streaks, you know. I really like the fact that somebody like Vars played in 16 in a row, and I know he's chasing the record for most consecutive tournaments played in.
And who's that? What's that number?
Joel Benjamin played in 24
Wow.
in a row. I think he skipped one or two, and then he came back. And I like the fact that Wesley's on this unbeaten streak since 2015. And
what's that number?
He's, what round is this?
Six.
He started off at 35, and so he's at 40 now. Mm-hmm. Joel Benjamin was unbeaten for 44 in a row, so he could be caught and go into like 5th place on the all-time unbeaten streak. Of course, Sammy Reshevsky had 82 in a row, and that's going to be tough to catch.
It's unlikely.
He was playing in those 17 rounders, you know, back in the 40s, and we have these 11 rounders here. It's going to be tough to go.
It is going to be tough. Now, I'm going to try to stump you. Our panel will be trying to stump you on any kind of stat lines. So tell us, you talked about unbeaten streak. Who had the worst losing streak?
Worst losing streak? I would say Shirazi, probably.
Cameron, yeah.
Cameron, remember when he lost?
He
What was
used to
that
lost-
championship?
Berkeley, 1984.
1984, he had a half a point out of 17.
Ooh.
Or
But-
15, I think
Oh,
it was
that's not so
16,
bad.
16 play round robin. Yeah, he had a half a
That was
point.
actually an 18 round play a round robin. That was one of the bigger ones
Okay.
in recent.
Were you there, Yas?
Yeah, I
he played
played.
in that one.
Wow, and so we got to see. Yas was there.
Yeah.
And then, were you there as well?
I did.
No,
No, you weren't. And I'll be interested
Actually,
to cross-reference
the first
the memory
U.S.
there.
championship I ever attended in person was the one you played in.
Oh, back in
Seattle.
2003.
Yeah.
In Seattle. Okay, we hosted
I think all
Seattle.
three of you were there, actually.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you see, this
And-
guy's
and
a
I've been coming pretty
major
much
fan
ever since.
Ever since. It's come to St. Louis for all these 10 years now. I know we love St. Louis, but how do you feel about the fact that it's in one place and not bouncing around like it used to?
You know, St. Louis, the hospitality is just off the charts here. I don't mind it. Back in 2009 when it first started, I was kind of like, boy, I hope they move it around a little bit, but I'm very happy. It's centrally located, and it's the mecca of chess over here.
Let's talk money a little bit. Prize money. We talked about how you actually told me this stat that Bisguier won $254.35 for winning. What was that? The 1954 championship.
Right.
Do you know the total prize fund and why that number, 35 cents?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I really.
Okay, so I caught you in one. You got to
yeah.
get that for us.
Yeah.
I figured I could catch you in something.
I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself, but I enjoy consuming as much information about this event as possible.
Well, we appreciate you and all the stats you give. Keep them coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ed Gonsalves, by the way, out of Boston, one thing he and I do is argue all day, every day. How do you feel about Gronkowski retiring New England Patriots
Well,
football?
he went out on top. He won the Super Bowl. We won the World Series.
Oh, stop it.
I mean,
Get this guy off the show. Get him out.
You got to move to Boston.
No, hold on, Ed. I mean, I can't let somebody like you just get away, because one of the things that you talked about streaks, first U.S. championship.
Yeah.
When was it held?
1936 in New York.
You mean that's the first tournament?
As a round robin.
Tournament.
First
Yeah,
tournament.
I really haven't compiled stats prior to the first tournament.
To the matches.
1936. So, and it's kind of like ever since then to now type of thing.
Yeah,
with an exception of a year or two.
This is the 63rd edition of the U.S. Championship.
This is the 63rd. Compare that, if you will, to maybe other countries. We have one of the longest national championships. 63 years tradition.
You know, Yaz, I really haven't paid attention to other
To
national
all,
championships.
you have enough trouble with the U.S. I
He
get
only
it.
loves the.
We have the best one in the world. Right?
Exactly.
I mean,
And finally, before I do let you go, these tournaments have been now 12-player round robin traditional. But you mentioned there was an 18-player.
in '84, yeah.
Yeah. Was that the most number of players?
Oh, no.
18?
No, I think 1948, won by Herman Steiner, had like 20.
Wow. Round
In
robin.
1946, had like 18. They had some odd number ones too, because people would drop out or something.
I see.
And but in the 40s they had long. That's why Sammy Rusevsky was able to accumulate so many unbeaten streak. Because I remember when I first showed my stats to Walter Brown in 2003, he said to me, "I'm number 2 on the wins list, but you know, Sammy was beating a bunch of cab drivers. I was beating real chess players." You know.
Nice. Thank you, Edward. Very, very nice. See, our predecessors, boy, it was rough on them. They would look at this tournament and say, 11 games, that's easy. We played 20 games against one